Good afternoon, everyone. Uh, I think we have seen the introductory video of Women Fisheries Graduate Network. So, uh, good afternoon to respected guests, scientists, researchers, industry professionals, students, and participants joining us from different parts of the world on behalf of the Women Fisheries Graduate Network and the Thoondil Ecosystem. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to the day two of WFGN Global Interactive Summit 2026. After an inspiring first day filled with engaging discussion, innovative ideas, and meaningful collaborations, we are delighted to begin another exciting day dedicated to advancing knowledge, fostering partnerships, and promoting excellence across the fisheries and aquaculture sector. Today's first technical session is titled From Catch to Consumer. Seafood is much more than a source of nutrition. It is a livelihood for millions, a driver of the blue economy, and an essential pillar of global food security. However, the journey of seafood does not end once it is harvested. Every fish embarks on a remarkable journey through responsible harvesting, post harvest handling, processing, quality assurance, value addition, packaging, transporting, marketing, and finally reaches the consumer's plate. Every stage of this journey demands a scientific innovation, sustainable practices, and collaborative efforts to ensure that aquatic foods remain safe, nutritious, traceable, and environmentally responsible. Today's session brings together distinguished experts from across the globe who will share their knowledge, experience, and vision for strengthening seafood value chains while promoting sustainability and consumer confidence. Whether you are a student beginning your research journey, a scientist exploring new frontiers, or professional contributing to the fisheries industry, we hope today's discussion inspires meaningful learning, innovative thinking, and international collaboration. Once again, we extend a warm welcome to each one of you and thank you for being a part of this global celebration of science, innovation, and sustainable fisheries. To formally inaugurate today's proceedings, it is my privilege to invite the Vice President of the Women Fisheries Graduate Network, Ms. Srishti Joseph, to deliver the welcome address. Ma'am, the virtual podium is now yours.
Thank you so much, Ms. Likita. A very warm welcome to our distinguished speakers, respected academicians, researchers, industry professionals, students, and participants joining us from different countries around the world. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to day two of the WFGN Global Interactive Summit 2026. The overwhelming response to yesterday's sessions reaffirmed the importance of creating global platforms where knowledge transcends geographical boundaries and where professionals, researchers, and students come together to exchange ideas that shape the future of fisheries and aquaculture. As we begin today's first technical session, we turn our attention to a theme that lies at the heart of seafood sustainability from catch to consumer. The fisheries sector is evolving rapidly, driven by innovations in processing technologies, quality assurance systems, cold chain management, value addition, traceability, and sustainable supply chains. These advancements are not only improving seafood quality, but are also strengthening food security, reducing post harvest losses, and creating new opportunities for economic growth and global trade. At the Women Fisheries Graduate Network, we remain committed to building a vibrant international community that empowers students, researchers, educators, entrepreneurs, and professionals through collaboration, mentorship, and scientific exchange. I sincerely thank our distinguished speakers for generously sharing their expertise and experiences with us. I also extend my heartfelt appreciation to every participant whose enthusiasm and active engagement continue to make this summit a truly global initiative. I wish you all an enriching, insightful, and inspiring technical session. Thank you so much. Over to you, Ms. Likita.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your inspiring words and for setting such a meaningful tone for today's proceedings. Your vision continues to motivate all of us to work collectively towards innovation, sustainability, and excellence in fisheries and aquaculture. As we begin the first technical session of day two, we are privileged to learn from eminent experts whose research and professional contributions continue to strengthen the global seafood sector. To introduce today's theme and welcome our distinguished speakers, I now invite my co-host Ruksar. Ruksar, over to you.
Thank you, Likita. Good morning once again to everyone joining us today. Myself, Ruksar Parveen. I completed my master's degree in fish processing technology from College of Fisheries, Kishanganj. It is my privilege to welcome you to the first technical session of day 2 of the WFGN Global Interactive Summit 2026. Our theme is From Catch to Consumer, highlights the remarkable journey of seafood from responsible harvesting and post harvest handling to processing, quality assurance, value addition, and finally reaching consumers safely and sustainably. As global demands for seafood continues to grow, so does the need for innovation, sustainability, food safety, and stronger value chains. Today's session brings together distinguished experts who will share their knowledge and experiences on shaping the future of seafood system through science, technology, and collaboration. At the Women Fisheries Graduate Network, we believe that meaningful discussions inspire innovation and empower the next generation of fisheries professionals. With that, it is now my distinct honor to introduce our first distinguished speaker. Thank you all for joining us as we begin the first technical session of day 2. The journey from cash to consumer is a multidisciplinary effort that connects science, technology, sustainability, industry, and public health. Behind every safe and high quality seafood products are dedicated researchers, educators, innovators, and professionals whose contribution continue to transform the fisheries sector. Today, we have the privilege of learning from distinguished experts whose work has significantly advanced seafood processing, post harvest technology, quality assurance, value addition, and sustainable seafood system. It is now my distinct honor to introduce our first esteemed speaker, Dr. Girija Saurabh Behere. Dr. Behere is an assistant professor at Rani Lakshmi Bai Central Agricultural University and the state coordinator for Netfish Ampeda. With over 15 years of expertise in fish processing technology, seafood preservation, and sustainable fisheries management, her outstanding contributions have earned her several prestigious honors, including the Young Scientist Award 2025. Today, she will share her insight on the topic from cash to consumer. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Dr. Girija Saurabh, ma'am. Ma'am, the stage is all yours. Thank you.
Let me share a screen. Can you please tell if it is visible?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
What about my presentation? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So thank you organizers for such organizing this summit on global level. And it is especially I feel proud that it is organized by women itself. So likewise, actually, very good afternoon to everybody over here, distinguished delegates, researchers, all the policymakers, and dear students. It's my privilege actually to speak in this forum on the topic. Basically, I will concentrate more on value-added fish products from India, and it will be like from cash to consumer, as the theme indicates. So, as we all know, coming to overview of my presentation, this presentation will be to explore how value addition will be strengthening food security, how it will be enhancing income, post-harvest losses, how it can be reduced, and how it contributes to global blue economy. So, in my presentation, first of all, it is very basic presentation I have prepared because, for everybody, right from the students as well as the faculty, it will be useful. So, in that, I will just give a global scenario of food and non-food uses of fish, how fish is considered to be important, how it is preserved, what are the steps, and what do you mean by value addition, and which are the value added products which can be prepared from fish as well as shellfish. So if we see global scenario, then nearly 235 million metric tons of fish is produced throughout the world, and out of that nearly 53% is contributed by aquaculture sector, and 47% is contributed by capture fisheries, that is marine capture fisheries and somewhat inland capture fisheries as well. So if we see pattern of utilization of this 235 million metric tons, then FAO tells that nearly 89% of this total catch goes for direct consumption by human beings. And the rest of the catch, that is around 11%, is used for non-food uses. So it can be categorized as food uses and non-food uses. So we all know why fish is considered to be important, as it is important source for food, for nutrition, for income, and for livelihood for hundreds of millions of people around the world. And this fish contains basically 10 to 24% of proteins. Then these proteins are rich source of essential amino acids which are not synthesized in our body, and it is also rich source for omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids as well, and also some calcium, iron, phosphorus, sodium, like minerals also. So this fish is considered to be very much important, and it is one of the it is also told that it is rich food for poor persons, and it is rich source for easily digestible proteins. And basically, as I have told, that it is rich source of unsaturated fatty acids, omega-3, omega-6 fatty acids as well, and it is low in cholesterol, and we can have variety of these fish species all over the world. So that is why this fish is regarded as, it is also known as Mrita Sanjeevani for common man, because right from top to toe, it is showing several benefits. It will be useful for improving our memory. In anti-depression medicines also, it can be used. Due to rich source of vitamins, it is improving vision. Then due to the peptides present in it, bioactivity of these peptides, it is even beneficial for reducing hypertension issues. Then in certain anti-cancer drugs also, these fish peptides are used. Then other than that, even for preventing coronary heart diseases also, this fish plays important role. Then renal diseases also can be treated. And most important thing is reducing rheumatoid arthritis also, these are useful. But like these proteins, whatever are there in fish, that are very easily digestible and absorbable. So this fish is very much important in human diet. So as per the American Heart Association dietary guidelines for Americans, like they recommend consumption of at least 224 grams of fish every week. If we see this seafood consumption per capita in kg, then Iceland is the country where around 90.71 kg of fish is consumed by every human being every year. And if suppose we see countries like India, where like this consumption ranges from 5 to 9.9 kgs. So this is just representation, where actually Afghanistan, actually that fish consumption is nearly only 0.25 kg per person per annum. So this like here I have just presented like Iceland is the country where fish is consumed at highest like proportion, and Maldives is the second one, and Kiribati is the third one. And least fish consuming countries are Afghanistan, Tajikistan, and Ethiopia. So, like there are various challenges because of the perishable nature. We need safe food to have, like we need to satisfy our hunger as well, and we need nutrition as well. So to provide this food security, basically, like fresh fish is one of the most eligible option to be considered. But this fresh fish is again perishable in nature, and during its like handling, then if suppose you are not handling it properly due to improper handling, packaging, and preservation techniques, nearly 20% fishes are considered to be like part of post-harvest losses. And nearly because like to preserve fishes, normally icing and storage is the best way to prevent these losses. So, like there are various perishability factors which may consist of extrinsic factors, intrinsic quality factors, and if suppose we want to minimize this 20% post-harvest losses, then one can go for rapidly chilling that fish below 4 degrees Celsius, which will help to slow down its spoilage and reduce its microbial growth. Then we can store that fishes properly in appropriate containers, and temperature management and cold chain management is very much crucial in storage of fish. Then coming to the hygiene and sanitation aspects, it is one of the important parameter which need to be like optimized and maintained throughout the cold chain process. That is right from right from catching that fish, capture, till it reaches consumer, we need to maintain hygiene and sanitation at most, and cold chain management is also essential during that stay. So basically, food preservation techniques are utilized to minimize these post-harvest losses, then to develop cost-effective novel technologies, nutritional quality can be protected, then it will be like to minimize environmental threat, because you will be like utilizing that like optimum utilization of resources. Through that, byproducts can be created and environment threat can be minimized, and it will also save energy. So even right from simple techniques to highly automated technologies, we can preserve food by several techniques. And even shelf life may be even for few days, and it may be extended to few months or even to few years. In case of canning, you can keep fishes even for 2 to 5 years longer duration. So likewise, even the techniques may be, if suppose we see cost as one of the factor, then there are certain low cost techniques, there are highly cost intensive technologies as well. So if suppose we divide these technologies where we use like thermal processing and non-thermal processing, then it can be divided into two categories. So like thermal processing can be aseptic packaging, baking, frying, ohmic heating, microwave processing. So all this comes under wherever we are using heat. And there are certain techniques like chilling, freezing, freeze drying, high pressure processing, pulse electric field processing, pulse light processing. So all this, then irradiation is also there. So that all comes under non-thermal processing category. So likewise, if we see, these are the traditionally like used methods of preserving fish, right from salting, chilling, sun drying, smoking. So usually, if suppose we maintain ratio of fish to ice as 1:1, means if suppose we have 1 kg of fish, then we need to use 1 kg of ice to preserve that fish. So that is the normal protocol which need to be followed in order to maintain its temperature at optimum level and in order to preserve that fishes. So freezing is also one of the technique. Here you can see several type of freezers, like there are air blast freezers, plate freezers, spiral freezers. With that, we will be able to preserve our catch. So likewise, if suppose we preserve fishes, and there are vacuum packing techniques as well. So like if suppose we are removing complete air from the package, and if that packet will be sealed hermetically, then vacuum will be created inside that packet. So with that help, basically there will be no any headspace remaining between that film and between the fish. So it will be like in the first step, air will be removed, and in second step, package can be sealed. So that film will give it structural protection, and even if suppose one can preserve fish for 14 days duration, then that shelf life using vacuum packing technique can be increased to 18 days or so using in ice storage conditions. So another technique which can be used is modified atmospheric packaging. So in case of fatty fishes, basically 60 to 40 ratio of carbon dioxide and nitrogen is used. And in case of lean fishes, it is like 40, 30, 30 carbon dioxide, nitrogen and oxygen is used. So initially, air will be removed from the packet, and then selected gases mixture will be filled in that, and that pack will be like sealed at the end. So here basically like headspace will be there between the fish and film packaging. So that will give it more shelf life as well. So another technique which is used is retort pouches. So this one advantage of using retort pouches is like we can preserve fishes even like these fishes whatever product we are preparing, that will be shelf stable. It will be like laminate structures are basically there, and these are thermally processed products where we can use 3-ply laminated material consisting of polyester, aluminum foil and cast polypropylene as layers, and even nylon layer can be added in between to give abrasion resistance. So this technique, advantage is like we can preserve fishes even at like normal temperature, like ambient temperature also we can keep these retort pouches at. Then coming to the next packaging technique, that is active packaging, where basically oxygen scavengers or carbon dioxide emitters can be used to control gas. Then another technique which we can use is moisture control, where we can add absorbents like sheets, blankets or pads. And basically another one is antimicrobial or antioxidant packaging method. So here we can directly incorporate that active substances into the packaging film, or else these active substances can be sprayed over sachets or tablets. So these are various packaging techniques which can be useful for preserving its quality as well as extending its shelf life too. So likewise, coming to the value addition, which is the main area I want to speak on. So basically, like consumers are nowadays preferring for new forms and new styles because they don't want to have conventionally processed products. So they will go for RT, that is ready to eat products, ready to fry products, or RTC, that is ready to cook products. So basically here, like ready to cook products are preferred because it needs minimum preparation time. And this is because like nowadays women workforce is more increasing, like there is increasing number in working women. Then due to the good expendable income people are having, due to the their more emphasis over leisure pursuits, then educational status is also improving day by day, and due to the work pressure also, and microwave cooking is becoming popular. So there is increased demand for value added convenience products. So basically, when we select any fish for quality, we need to check its quality. So we have to check by pressing with finger and we have to see whether it is remaining firm, tight and shiny or not. Even when we are like removing that thumb pressure, like it will means bring back to its original shape. Then we have to check for its eyes whether that are clear, bright and sticking out, and it should not be sunken. Then gears can be checked even. So bright red and clean gears will be preferable, and belly burst has to be avoided. So these are the basic things we have to check when we go to market for buying fish. So basically when fishes are bought, then we have to go for value addition. So what do you mean by value addition? First of all, it can be like if suppose we are changing its nature and adding some value to it at the time of sale. That itself will be value addition. So here products can be processed as ready to eat, ready to cook, ready to fry, ready to heat, or other any kind of such products. So here basically you can be selling that products in the form of fillet, it can be in the form of sticks, or it can be customized products as per the need of consumers. If you are going for shrimps kind of varieties, then it can be peeled products, can be in brine, battered and braided products, extruded cooked products, breakfast, lunch, dinner packs also can be prepared where fish will be the major portion. And here, even if suppose we are functionally fortifying it, then beta carotene, vitamins, calcium can be also incorporated in the like fish, and it can be fortified and functional foods. So basically, if suppose we see market forms of fish, then it can be whole fishes that can even be termed as round. Then another form is sticks. Then drawn means where viscera is removed. Another form is fillet. So it can be in other way, it is boneless sides of fish, or skin is either on or either off. It can be dressed fishes, or it can be in the form of sticks, where you will be again making cross section for fillet. So this in this picture you can see variety of dry fish products which can be hygienically produced, and it can be sold at very high rates in market. If suppose you will be getting like in Indian markets, basically this Bombay duck or such fishes, like even in 100 rupees, like you can get 2 or 3 fishes of Bombay duck. But if suppose you are drying, then 1,000 rupees, that big basket they are selling. So if suppose that Bombay duck will be further hygienically dried, and it can be sold with good packaging, it will fetch very high prices in market. Say for example, nearly 200 rupees for 5 fishes or 5 pieces of Bombay duck is the selling price for this Bombay duck. So that much increase in price can be obtained for these items. Then even acetus can be sun-dried and in the form of powder, it can be sold. Then the variety of smoked products also can be processed. Other than that, value-added products like pickle are very popular, which are like marinated products in other terms. So these products are very much popular in India as side dish. So if suppose one is getting fish at 100 to 150 rupees per kg, then this fish pickle is at least getting nearly 600 rupees per kg in market. So other one important term is surimi. So surimi is nothing but it is water washed minced meat added with cryoprotectants, and it will be frozen. So from this surimi, n number of imitated products can be made, like crab claws, crab sticks, even lobsters in imitated form can be made. Imitated shrimps will be made. Sausages can be made. So these all are made right from surimi as raw material. So this coated means and surimi based fish products can be even fish fingers, portions, cakes, then braided shrimps, lobsters, oysters, scallops. So variety of these products can be processed and made. So battered and coming to battered and braided products. So here basically, like you can see in the picture, This is the butterfly shrimp, which is processed with battering and braiding. So here different type of batters and breadcrumbs are used here. So likewise, this is stretched like Nobashi variety, stretched shrimps, which are also in the battered and braided form. Then this is also cooked and where basically peeled and cooked variety of shrimps is you can see in the picture. So here Nobashi and butterfly shrimps are there in battered and braided form. So similarly, even squid rings in battered braided form can be produced. Pineapple squid can be produced. Means it is just like shape is like pineapple. However, it is normal squid tubes. Then you can see in the picture, these are simply butterfly shrimps. These are cooked rings, like it is preferred as shrimp rings kind of product. You can see variety of battered and braided fried products in the picture. And there are stretched shrimps or Nobashi products, which are there in the last picture over here. So even butterfly round tail on, then crab stick, Nobashi, balls, fingers, fillet, variety of these battered and braided products can be prepared from fish and as well as from surimi, basically. So even here you can see some skewered shrimp products. So these are skewered in different forms. Then burgers are there, from fingers are there, fish balls are there. So this variety of value-added products as fast food or as snack food or RTF, that is ready to fry products. It can be ready to eat. Like this is even consumed as it is also because it is cooked. So even extruded products also can be prepared, like kurkure kind of products are prepared from fish meat. Then as I have already told, pickle is prepared. Similarly, vada, crunch, spirals, sandwiches, samosa, patties, papad kind of products also can be prepared using fish meat. So this battering and braiding is nothing but where you will be forming that raw material by applying batter, then braiding, then pre-frying, freezing, and then it can be packed and stored. So it is basically one of the convenient form where you will be utilizing low value fishes to gain more benefits and more economic value for those products. And basically it will be enriched with proteins and nutritional quality also will be improved. So similarly, some needed products like kamaboko, chikua, hempen, ham, sausage also can be made. So here you can see in the picture, here there are certain fiberized products, shellfish analogs are there, then crab sticks, crab bites are there in the picture. Other than that, there are chikua kind of products this in the form of boiled, broiled, paste forms. These are prepared from fish meat itself. Then hempen kind of products are also prepared. Several imitation products are also prepared using the surimi as main constituent because these are gel-based products. And even IQF products, that is individually quick frozen fillet in resealable packages can be prepared. And boneless fillet also can be prepared from freshwater fishes as well, like tilapia. Then even I have already told like center peeled shrimps, cooked shrimps, shrimp skewers can also be prepared from shrimp. Then coming to canned products, curry kind of products. Then in states like Odisha, there is one Besara product. Then in West Bengal, bhapa is prepared. Then smoked trout sticks are also popular in tin-free steel cans. That all are under canned fishes. So tuna, if suppose we are canning, it looks like this. So even fish curry can be packed in retortable pouches. I have already told how that retortable pouches are, and even these are ready to eat products. We just have to bring it. We have to heat that packet and eat it. So these are very easy to easy for preparation. And like tuna biryani also can be prepared in thermoform kind of trays, and it is also ready to eat product. Then I have told one product that is kurkure. So similarly, wafers, flakes, noodles, pasta also can be prepared using this. fish meat, where you will be fortifying that normal noodles because normal noodles, if suppose somebody is consuming, then we may have some kind of like cautiousness in our mind. So in such cases, we can go for such noodles or wafer kind of products. Then even instant soup powder can also be prepared. You like where calcium can be added as fortification agent here, and it can be using fish or shrimp as raw material. It can be even prepared. So even instant fish gravy powders also can be prepared. Tuna products like tuna loins also can be prepared. Sashimi kind of products also can be prepared, which will fetch very higher rates in market. Even potassium supplemented fish powders also can be prepared. So all of these are part of like either as ready to eat, ready to cook, ready to fry products. So if suppose we use all these kind of things, then this value addition we can use for consuming low value fishes and getting high margins in that. It can be convenience based consumer products which will boost export value as well. So even if we use byproducts along with that, then it will reduce environmental pollution and it will be ensuring circular economy principle as well. Then if suppose we are combining this modern processing and smart packaging techniques, then rising global demand also can be fulfilled for ready to cook, ready to eat, healthy seafood and normal like freshwater fish as well. So I would like to conclude and further, if suppose we will expand this cold chain logistics and automated processing, then it will be useful to bridge gap between rural production and global market. Then it will be useful to train coastal communities and small scale fishers also to secure better livelihoods. And it will be easy to adapt international traceability frameworks, which is now one of the essential thing for export purpose also and for expanding our global markets and to ensure food quality and safety too. So that's about my presentation. Thank you. Thank you to all.
Thank you very much, Professor. That was truly an enlightening and throughout provoking presentation. Your valuable insight have highlighted not only the scientific and technological aspects of seafood processing, but also the broader importance of sustainability, food safety, quality assurance, and consumer confidence throughout the seafood value chain. We sincerely appreciate your valuable time and your willingness to share your expertise with the global WFGN community. And last, hereby I invited my co host Likita to guide us to our next session. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ruksar. It is a pleasure to welcome our esteemed speaker, Dr. Bharatkumar G. Chudasama. Dr. Chudasama is professor and head of the Department of Fish Processing Technology at the College of Fishery Science, Kamadhenu University, Gujarat. A gold medalist with over 15 years of academic experience, he has made significant contributions to fisheries research and has received several national and international awards, including the Best Doctoral Thesis Award. Today, he will deliver a talk on From Catch to Consumer. Please join me in warmly welcoming Dr. Bharatkumar G. Chudasama. Sir, the stage is all yours.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Very good afternoon to all of you. Many of my colleagues are also be there. Many of our students is also be there. So thank you for an opportunity for this global platform regarding to the most important topic concerned to the catch to consumer. Before I introduce the particular topic, I just want to share my screen. Please tell me whether the screen is visible or not. Can you see the slides?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yeah. So, as we are aware about this particular zone in sense of the availability of the resources and their utility in sense of how to reach to their ultimate consumers, because our product is divided into the several sectors like our main products, then it can be converted into the primary source type of the product like which can be edible, then onward we see that product having a secondary byproduct or secondary raw material which can be converting either into the form of the proteinous manner like a fish protein in sense of your fish meal, and then it can be recirculated more into the terms of the utility of the protein from chicken to human, or either it is from the shrimp to human, or either from the fish to human. So this sort of the zero waste consumption strategies we can apply to utilize the more available resources we have, to utilize whatever the resources we have, we can say. So regarding to that, I'm directly don't want to go to jump to that strategical part or statistical part, but the concern is that I want to share one story with you. This is the story called 50 Cent story. Whether the slide is moving or not. Yeah, the story I heard from the ex-president of the Seafood Associations of India, that he shared the story that when he went to the Belgium for their business trip and he ordered one particular dish for the squid for meal, and then waiter said that you have to wait for at least 20 to 40 minutes because we have to prepare the product freshly. And then he discovered that why it take so long time. And for that, he discovered that the people are having a paid people are there who can peel the particular squid, and then they are preparing that one. So it can costing around 1 euro for that doing that process of peeling. And then the win-win situations of the business is introduced into the particular zone of region called Verawal, where he introduced this baby shrimp into the form of whole clean squid, and the earning of more than whatever he sold into the market. So he get more than 50 euro per kg benefit. So that indicating that win-win situation in the systems. It is indicating that the sort of the product which we are providing to the nations, that can be the in the form of a simple process of peeling, can also be exhibited in the form of the value addition. So nowadays, this sort of the we can say the value addition techniques or the applications of the value addition terms has been introduced for the our particular catch, because our nation having a tag of um, selling the raw material rather than selling the product. So this is the big difference in the sense of the selling the raw material toward the selling the product, because one can having a as Behere madam says that there are different sort of the preservation technique. I also going into that aspects, but one can of tuna, suppose in oil, it may fetching around 100 to 150 rupees. And what is the weight of the product? It is not more than 150 gram or like that. So entire tuna, if we are considering from the Indian perspective point of view to the global marketing, which will fetching around 150 rupees to 200 rupees. It is not even fetching of the sesame grade tuna grading, which is there in the other countries, which can costing around 1,000 rupees to 3,000 rupees a kg of product price. So we have to change according to the time in the sense of the utilize the total availability of the material, because as I seen in my experience that once you have to catch a 1 kg of product either from the capture side, you have to lose around 65% of the catch in the sense of the post harvest loss, in the sense of the bycatch, in the sense of the secondary raw material. So that is not good enough in the sense of the healthy applicability of the catch to the consumer basket, because as the FAO data indicating that more than 32 or 33% of the catch can be converted basically for the purpose of the fish meal and fish oil. So that is an alarming situation and pressurizing conditions for the capture fisheries particularly. So generating of the waste for the particular purpose of the preparations of the fish meal is not never be, we can say, introduced into the market, or which will never be entertained in the market as well, because it is ultimately you have to lose the product for the consumption of the human toward the consumptions of the animal for the fattening purpose. So for that purpose, I want to say that for the survival of the market in the sense of the sustainability point of view, that law is always applied. Like, it is not the strongest of the species that can survive, or nor the most intelligent, but one who are responsive to the change. As I just few days back, I just mesmerizing the what is the sort of the value additions, because I having older data of 7% of the value added product we exported from our country. Then it is raising of around 11%. But till 11% is not a good number in the sense of the whatever the raw material we have, because last year we have introduced around 19 million metric ton of the cage capturing side point of view, and ultimately or even capture and culture both the point of view, but that is not fetching a value wise enhancement in the sense of, although the catch is good in sense of the value wise number like 72,000 crore we have achieved the target of the last year export. But when we considering with the countries like Japan, then it is having a quite smaller number in sense of the entire export of the Indian context is there. So the demand of the today's era is to give ready to use, ready to consume, ready to serve, ready to fry type of the product, and having the utility of the more intelligent techniques for the preservation point of view. So basically, it is starting with what resources we have. Definitely, there are so many resources we have, but for land's point of view, like coastline, more than 11,000 kilometers, and that data already be there in the internet is there. But the thing is that this is what the resources we have, and brackish water area, it is not even 100% utilized as far as the particularly where the fishery is more flourishing in the certain states. So this is the one of the lacuna where we can enhance our production. But till date, we have reached to the certain level. Like I may be wrong in the sense of the some of the database like global positioning, somewhere it is third or second, but on an average, like second is the capture and second is the culture. And the last year export is around 7,000 crore, and more than 25 million people are directly associated with the particularly with, we can say, with the capture fisheries or even culture fisheries. So this is a big number in the sense that contributions in the agriculture GDP as well as our contribution in the overall GDP is good enough after milk. And even the consumption in the Indian context point of view, I'm getting the data might be older one, but it is around 13 and we have to reach up to 20. So that is what the difference, that the consumption pattern we have to change. We have to convert that product into the easily available form for the consumer attractions, and that is why we can enhance that number in future. Just I want to highlight the growth data. You forget about the year, but just you see the pattern that it is drastically increasing in sense of the value wise. Definitely we are enhancing our number through the value wise, but on the quantum wise we are going to be decreasing in sense of the, as you might aware with the very different sort of the harbor database. So that having a effect of the suppose temperature gradients, suppose non-availability of the certain cages. So this indicating that the dynamic changes we have to see in even the upcoming years as well. So whatever material we right now we have to utilize into the maximum extent. So it can be give the better output in the end of the process. Even certain data is there, like shrimp is highest in the sense of the export commodities baskets, followed by the cuttlefish, cephalopods along, and then finfishes and rest of the product. But rest of the product, it is again having a very lower number comparative to the export of the particular one commodities like frozen product. So our, we can say that the basically we can say the expertise we have, that is the frozen commodities, and that we have to enhance in further improved mode, which can fetching again the more revenue for the future. As well as I indicating that one in the graphical here is in your that data indicate again the shrimp is having the highest numbers comparative to the rest of the products. So this is what due to the aquaculture practices and the improved aquaculture techniques we have applied for the particularly with the Vanamai or the monodont species, and we see the result in both of the culture techniques that definitely the numbers of the culture fisheries is quite higher comparative to the capture fisheries, but both the resources can cumulatively growing your resultant outputs like 72,000 crore for the Indian context point of view, and it is increasing quite double comparative to the last year database. As you see the export in the particular nations where US is prime most comparative to the, we can say, the Southeast Asia and China and even European Union. So these are our big baskets for the export point of view, and we have to focus on that particular nations where the demands and supply point of view we can able to apply to that nations, and that is what we can say backbone for our export point of view. So this is the baseline. We can say what the resources we have, what we can do with the capture fisheries or culture fisheries, where we can stand on, and how we can improve it. So for the ideal point of view, I think first thing we have, that is the supply chain. So ma'am, my slide is visible and I'm audible?
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
Yeah. Thank you. So we can say the technological transfer and the resource management techniques, like the things we can apply, like one of the leading institute like Incois. So they are providing the bathymetric chart database of the availability of the catches for the particular patches due to the chlorophyll content, and that satellite-based image that is called the potential fishing zone, so that we can apply it into the nowadays systems for the capturing of the more and the economical catches by utilizing the lower fuel by the in the application in the wild capture. However, the aquaculture is one of the leading part in the total outcome of the fishery exports. And nowadays, the other techniques like aquaponics is also be applicable for the generation of the vegetative state as well as the your fishery composition. So these are the possible way how we can introduce the material to the market, and then the collectively it can be either converting into the form of the whole product or in the form of the processed product. So whether it is converting into the product or it is going for the byproducts, or it can be exported into the form of raw material for the other nations, and then the logistic is there, and then it is going for the consumer. So this is what the pattern, how we can utilizing our raw material for the capture toward the consumer side. So in which first thing is that live fish exports market. I think there is very limitations in the sense of the certain baskets of particularly lobster, your crab, or frills. These are the possible commodities in the market which can be exported, and it is also catching the more prices in sense of the once the product is live in conditions. So that can be the one of the baskets in the world which can be having a more importance in the utility of the live catches. In the secondary part, that is the conversion of that product in the form of your frozen commodities. So that can also be one of the we can say the leading commodities exports basket around the world, and this is the dependent baskets for the seafood throughout the year for anywhere in the world. So that are having all benefits. We're not going into detail of the benefits of that one. You're all aware about that, how the frozen product is important and how we can preserve it. Current trend, particularly once I'm seeing the commodity baskets in the export point of view, so shrimp is one of the leading commodities. So my focusing on that, the shrimp utilization. So global seafood consumption is, suppose nowadays it is somewhat older data, but even for focusing on 2030, so it is increasing, not of 62%. Now it is around 72 or 73%. So it indicating that the world basket needs the commodities like your shrimp. But till there are certain hurdles, and due to the global fluctuations in the price, anti-dumping duties are there, and even the disease associated with the products, even certain products size line are not available in the certain time zone. So that can indicating that we have to improvise our commodity to the world basket as per their needs or as per their demands. So this is the happening, or it can be pop up if the process of aquaculture is flourishing. As you see the scenario of the world, like world fisheries and the aquaculture production growing, that is again the older data, but still indicating that 15% rate. However, the world capture fisheries were going around 33%. So that totally having a doubling rate of the enhancement of the techniques and the productions of the desired product, desired size at the desired time. So we have to focusing on that part, that how to improve that commodity in the sense of the quantum wise, in the sense of the value wise as well. So as you see, nowadays the two techniques are applied, like a partial harvest and the desired size of the table size, like 20 count or 30 count. So it is depends the how the needs of the products are there. But as you see the differentiation in the price, so that indicates that you have to reach to the certain size, then you get the better price in the market. So for that purpose, we have to go for the intensive aquaculture or semi-intensive type of the aquaculture systems, and then we have to avoid the eliminations of the majority of the threatening disease like white spot virus disease or like that. So that how we have to get the more price in the market, and that's how we have to sustain that export business as well. Secondary part is that a part of the shrimp, as I said, in the certain your ranking wise, global ranking wise is there. But as you see the comparative to the product like shrimp, obviously India having a good numbers in the sense of the 72% around the productions of the world. But however, in the rest of the products like carp, like trout, so in the salmon, it is so cold water fisheries, that is not a part in sense of the availability resource we have. But for the carp and catfishes and all, so we are quite behind. In sense of China, it is around 62%. But as you see the rest of the world, that the carp based culture techniques, it is not pioneerized comparative to the rest of the countries. So indicating that we have to improvise our carp culture, and that carp culture having a bigger market. I think in the domestic market, that product is consumed, but we don't have a certain database, farm database, like in the capture fisheries and the export basket from the MPDA. So we get the database like this sort of the quantum, this sort of the material has been exported from that country to that, and that one ready available database. But once we have to use that database for the, or we have to organize the database for the domestic market, so we don't have certain we can pattern, we don't have any pattern. So once we don't have any numbers, so we cannot judge that how, what is the quantum of consumptions are there in the domestic market, because domestic market is again with the big market demands. But without the uniform database, without the uniform pattern of utilizations, we cannot predict that what quantum of the material is going into the market at what rate, and how we have to improve, and where are the lacunas are there. Okay, so this is again the global aquaculture production, particularly with the shrimp versus the carps. So it is a big difference. Another, as I said in the earlier extent, that we should not promote that business of the fish meal and fish oil, although there is a big business are there. I'm not against the entire business, but the consumption point of view, the sharing of the commodities for the human consumption toward the utilizations for the fish meal. So once you have to enhance the aquaculture production, definitely you require the sort of the protein which is cheaper, which is easy to utilize by the animal, and which can give the biomass in the short period of time. So for that purpose, as you see the data of 1960 toward 2008 or around, more than nowadays it is increasing. So you see the flourishing of the aquaculture throughout the world. Even as you see that many of countries going only purposefully for the purpose of your capturing of certain commodities for preparing of the fish meal and fish oil. Although it is good enough in the sense of the regeneration of the animal, which can be used for the human consumption. But one tagline of the carbon footprint we have to introduce into the applications of these baskets for the preparations of product rather than byproduct. So this is the industrial byproduct from my point of view. It is not a product for the human consumption point of view. So our target is now changed. if my boat cannot be get the good number of commercial catch, I am going for the bycatch. So this is not never be the enhancing for the capture fisheries, because the future juvenile or sustainability of the fisheries is in the tagline that we cannot predict it, that what model we can get at the end of the, and you see the pattern of the changing in the species as well, that we have to migrating from ribbon fish to certain other fish, we can migrating from thread fin bream to other products for the surmi production. So this indicating that the dynamic change in the food web and food chain are there. If you are targeting certain species, then definitely the captured fisheries particularly seems to be in the pressurized conditions. So this is what scenario that how the global bycatch is converting that product or the protein into the purpose of the industrial byproducts. So this is what the secondary or third category or the other categories in the idea line, that is the value additions. Definitely there are certain uh, products are there in the market. From Indian point of view, over the world there are so many products are there. The cane product are also be the part of that retort pouch, map, cap, or even irradiated products or even extruded products are being the part of the techniques. Here are the certain examples that also in the utilizing the lower price value toward the higher price commodities productions units can be also be enhanced or introduced. But till date, is if I'm discovering with the certain products, we have getting the certain few commodities or few players who have introduced the value added or ready to fry or ready to use of the product into the market. So again, there is a big question marks that how to utilize 100% of the catch into the form of the value added product. So as of infographics are indicating here that the maximum value from catch to circular economy, like value addition, as you see here the numbers, that is 11.34 lakhs ton are exported. Okay, that is good in sense, but what sort of the product? So better and graded, ready to use, or IQF products. So what is what the which sort of the product are globally in demand? So again, the map, cap, or even say intelligent packaging systems can also be one of the part where the consumer packaging are also introduced into the market rather than big sort of the packaging. So this is again be the one of the big value addition flourishment in the sense of the utilizations of the majority of the small packaging for the micro level consumer, like micro level family based consumption techniques. So this is one of the we can say where we can get the much better price. However, the loss in the sense of the waste is concerned, it is around 50 to 70% depend upon the species. So again, how to utilize that biomass into the preparations of the value-added products in the pharmaceutical, in the protein generation, into the any other products formulations like pet foods or encapsulated oils for the omega-3 or leather. This is the probable list, or even the more other list are be there. So waste to product conversion, definitely it is a part of our we can say capture to consumption pattern. So because sort of the waste is generated, and ultimately our target is toward the omega and all that thing. So pharmaceutical also be the one of the sort of the leading industries which can be utilized sort of the material. So maximum utilizations, it's one of the we can way to getting the more consumption and more consumer as well. So ultimately at the end of the process, what are the key elements for the business success model? So here are the 5 elements. Although I always ask to the student that which you pick up first, but till idea, team, business model, funding, and timing. And the outcome from the global perspective point of view is like that. Timing is one of the leading one comparative to the team, then the idea, business model, and the fundings. So this entirely we can say looking the success ratio for the multinational companies, which can lies on that. And this is what the output. And we have to introduce that output for our business and how we can get the better benefit. So this is the one of the questions I'm leaving here. And at the end of the conclusion, we have that one. Okay, what the strength we have? So rising the aquaculture production is our strength. What the weakness we have, like a declining of the marine capture. Then opportunity is a diversifications of the products by the value additions, and definitely the threat, it is always be there, like the habitat degradations and the post-harvest loss. So this is what the thinking tank we with us, that how to reach out for the maximum catch toward the consumer's plate. Thank you all for listening me and giving an opportunity for the today's session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. That was a truly very interesting presentation, and the story that you provided about the 50 euro cents, that was very interesting and that was thought provoking.
That
Your
story is
valuable
said by
insights have highlighted.
Kenny Thomas, sir. He is the ex-president of the Indian Seafood Export Associations. So he shared that story that since 1992 around, he observed these things happening into the world baskets and how we can improvise for the win-win based situations. And that is what the popular story from him. So that I want to try to share with our audience. Thank you for that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. That was a very interesting story, and the presentation was very interesting for us. And we sincerely appreciate your valuable time and your willingness to share your expertise with the global WFGN community. Thank you very much, sir.
Definitely, definitely. Although I try to restrict myself to the Indian context point of view, but again, I congratulate the team WFGN to organize a global platform so we can get even the database from around the world that how the thing is going on. So thank you so much, and again, the congratulations to the team.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is an honor to introduce our distinguished speaker, Dr. Ramesh Subramani, sir. Dr. Subramani is the Dean of Research at PSGR Krishnamal College for Women Combator. He is an expert in food science, nanotechnology, and intelligent food packaging. His research has been published in leading international journals, and he has secured several prestigious research grants. We are delighted to have him with us today to share his expertise. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Dr. Ramesh Subramani, sir. The stage is all yours. Uh, Sorry, he is not here. We would like to move on the next speaker. Good afternoon, everyone. It is my pleasure to introduce our esteemed speaker, Dr. Siddhnath, sir. Dr. Siddhnath is an assistant professor in the Department of Fish Processing Technology at the College of Fisheries, Gadwasu, Ludhiana. His research focuses on fish processing, seafood quality and safety, value addition, and sustainable fisheries. His achievements include the University Gold Medal, ICR Senior and Junior Research Fellowships, and the Best Thesis Award. Please join me in warmly welcome Dr. Siddhnath, sir. The stage is all yours, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Slides are visible?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Till now, you have heard about some value-added products and some different perspectives. So I will try to put the same maybe in some different perspective. So under the theme catch to consumer, I will try to focus on the shift from the feeding people to nourishing nations. We know that 70% of the earth is covered by water, and then also millions go hungry. So this is the data which shows some of the malnutritious condition like stunted. This is same condition for neighboring nations also. Same for Bangladesh, same for Myanmar. And you see the paradox. India produces almost this much lakh tons of fishes, and it is the second largest fish producer globally, and I think fourth in the terms of export. So then also we have undernutrition, underweight, and these sort of things. Although there is some progress from previous NFHS data, but still pace is not right. So apart from that hunger, there is hidden hunger. In the hidden hunger, there is some deficiency of critical micronutrients. For example, iron deficiency generally in women and children, calcium deficiency, some skeletal development disorders, then vitamin B12 deficiency, zinc. This is representative. And if you see the fish species vis-a-vis chicken breast, some of the small fishes like Amblypharyngodon mola, you see the vitamin A content. So as pointed out by Chudasama sir, we should not be thinking of fish meal. Fish meal, the same fish can give nutrition to the mass people, which can take off the hunger and all. Small fish products contribute 24% of the iron. The point here is that small fishes contribute to the eradication of hunger. See, if you take 4 kg of the fish and if you dry it, then we can get 1 kg of powder. And from that 1 kg of powder, we can sustain the nutrition for almost 2.2 months. And the price for this is very low. And some of the states in India are promoting this type of event with the help of World Fish. For example, in Odisha, one Sopan is there. In that Sopan scheme, fish powder is being given through the midday meal and some other schemes. Same in Assam, and this type of format is going on in different types of state. And see the consumption pattern. All the states are not same. Some of the states like Punjab and Haryana has got very low consumption. And some of the states have some deeply cultured embedded in it, for example, West Bengal, Assam. And the recommendation is almost 250 to 300 gram twice a week. And for a plate, a recommendation is that some of the fish and shellfishes should be there. And some of the processing techniques are there. For example, you have learned some thermal processing technique and non-thermal processing technique. Thermal processing technique can encompass all the techniques which involve heat index. For example, canning is a thermal processing technique, but freezing also contains some of the heat element. In freezing, you are extracting the heat. In thermal processing, you are giving out the heat. So freezing and canning and these type of processing techniques can be clubbed into thermal processing. And the other category is non-thermal processing. In this, we don't rely on heat itself. For example, critical fluid extraction, high pressure processing, irradiation. These type of things comes under non-thermal processing. And each types of processing has got its own advantages and disadvantages. For example, chilling, there is several advancement in chilling in these days also. Some of the research is going on chilling only. For example, you know that there are different types of ices, flake ice, tube ice, and these types of ices. And recently, I think some work is going on slush ice. In this, you see, in the flake ice, the structure and geometry of the ice plays a role. And in block ice, the size is bigger, and the flake ice, some advantage there. It has got some high surface area to volume ratio. But you see in slush ice, what happens is that the particle size is rounder, so there is not much hindrance to the quality of the fish. And suppose in ice you add some of the polyphenols from the plant sources or any preservative or any antimicrobial substance, that may enhance the shelf life of the fish. And freezing also, some of the advancement is there. Like, I am just telling the advancement because all the topics, all the general processing techniques, value-added products have been covered. So whatever advancement is there, just I am chalking it out. In freezing, what we can say, apart from IQF and blast freezing, there is some impingement type of freezing in which we apply pressure in freezing. And you know that the dry ice freezing, in which we can export fish from one place to another place in plane and all, because in that dry CO2 sublimation is there is no any problem of water. And some of the traditional type of processing methods like solar tent drying or cold smoking is there. And in Indian context, live fish comes under the value-added products. If you go to the market and have fish, for example, 100 rupees kg, if you go to the same market and claim that my fish is live, at least show that my fish is live, you can have a premium price on that. In Ludhiana, some research is going on in live fish transportation. So there is some design for live fish transport vehicle. In that, the Indian carps are getting sold at premium price, provided it should be live. And value-added products depend on the consumer, totally on consumer demand. In India, every 15 meter, 100 meters, some of the taste changes, some of the shape, form, size changes. So accordingly, we can have value-added products. For example, you go to the pizza shop, and you know that we sprinkle some sprinklers like oregano, chili flakes. So why can't we make some sprinklers from fish? Suppose you know that powder can be made from the fish muscle, and you add some spices and all which suits your taste according to the region, and that is value addition, that you have realized the value. So my point is that according to the demand, according to the situation, value addition can be done. And here also there is paradox. I am taking example of pizza only. Suppose there is one Domino's. You know the Domino's, the pizza of Domino's, at least in India, you go any corner of the India, the taste, size, shape, if you choose, almost will be the same. But if you go to the any local pizza wala, their taste may get different. Here the quality angles come. So quality perception may also vary. There can be an objective quality or subjective quality. We suppose that Mumbai Dabba wala in Mumbai, it has got 6 Sigma certification. So whether you want uniformity and quality maintained, or you want consumer to consumer, you can value add the products and get the premium. So these are some of the value added products we already know. So 40% of the fish is, I think 50% you say is edible and 50% is almost waste. So from that waste, we can generate, we can value add those waste, which may give premium more than your product. For in the, I can say that product may give you the less revenue and byproducts may give you the more revenue. For example, if you make collagen from the fish skin, scales or bone, you see you can make ample number of items which may give you the premium. For example, you may make beauty products, or you may make ointments from that for wound healing or for cosmetic angle also. So if you market the same collagen infused ointment in the market, you search in the Google, you go to the Google and may purchase collagen infused ointment or collagen infused beauty creams. You will see the prices, the price of that product will be on the premium side. Same for these, same for EPA, DHA, like this you can go on. If you in the discussion section, we may elaborate on each of this topic. But you see from the fish protein hydrolysate, you see nowadays diabetes 2 type 2 diabetes may be treated from these viscera enzymes, in which viscera enzymes may be extracted and proper peptides can be formed, and people are giving, doctors are treating them with the type 2 diabetes. Chitin, chitosan, can be used in fertilizer. Means my point is that all the waste starting from fish bones and all these all have some premium values. But when you go for these type of value-added products, there are some requirements. So there can be more requirements. For example, if you go for non-voluntary standards, your purpose is only for marketing, then you may have some, if you are getting catch from the ocean or river, you may have some steward MSC. If you have farming type of thing, if you're getting fish from farms, then you have some ASC, Aquaculture Steward Council. Then some voluntary standards are there, some non-voluntary standards are there. For example, FSSAI, you need to get, if your turnover is less than, I think, 12 lakhs, you need to register in the FSSAI. If your turnover is more than 12 lakhs, you need to get some license. And cold chain, this is a mandatory thing for fish and fishery products because of its perishability and packaging. All the packaging should, these all regulation is listed in the FSSAI regulations. Traceability, these things are getting pick up in India. I think Pradhan Mantri, some yojana is there in that India is picking up in traceability thing. So you see, as sir was telling, suppose if we don't allow fish meal to enter in the suppose in pet feed industry, and seeing the condition of the malnutrition and hunger for the human being, so what could be the alternative? Alternative can be insect meal and Artemia live feed for the fishes or or any pet feed industry, and those very nutritious small fish can be part of our human diet, so that hunger and malnutrition burden can be removed. Slides are not moving. So key takeaways is aqua foods are superfoods. All the micronutrients, needed essential nutrients are there in the aquatic foods. India's landscape is a little bit paradox. Second largest producer, but yet some malnutrition and hunger is there. Third is small fish are a public health tool. Small fish should be diverted to tackle the malnutrition and hunger problem. Processing multiplies the shelf life and premium. And some of the models which are currently going on in India, like Sopan and Assam, that's their own model, these can be scaled up. Thank you and all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the very creative slide presentation and providing us the information about the applications of different phasing techniques and information about different byproducts, their values, and their applications in the fisheries sector. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Uh, Thank you to every speaker and for the presentations. Throughout today's technical session, we have had the privilege of hearing diverse perspectives on seafood harvesting, post-harvest management, processing technologies, quality assurance, value addition, and sustainable seafood supply chains. Each presentation has highlighted a unique aspect of the journey that transforms aquatic resources into safe, nutritious, and high quality food for consumers around the world. Before we conclude today's session, we would like to invite all four of our esteemed speakers to join us for a brief panel discussion. We believe that some of the most valuable insights emerge when experts from different backgrounds exchange their perspectives, and we look forward to hearing your collective thoughts. Thank you once again for joining us. So let us start our today's discussion. And the audience also can ask their questions in the chat boxes, or else they can raise their hand. And so, if audience are having any questions, we can start now.
Good afternoon, sir. My question is to the last presentation.
Yes, please.
Yes, sir. You speak about mola and the small fishes for the fish meal.
Yes.
What happened with the tilapia? Because tilapia is everywhere, right? It's a weed in aquaculture, right? Why don't we try tilapia? Is it good for this plant, nutritional meal plan? Tilapia.
Yes, yes. All the fishes are very much nutritious. My point of highlighting the mola was we have to focus on small fishes. You see, if you take the small fishes, generally it is taken as a trash fish or their market value is very low. Generally, we throw it. If you see the fishes like katla, rohu, mrigal, tilapia is, or this is a millennial fish. These are already have some value. है ना? My point was to highlight the thing is that the small fishes which value is very less but still they got the same or at par or even more. For example, tilapia don't have that much vitamin A as compared to the mola. So small fishes can tackle the problem of malnutrition and hunger, because see, all of the civilization, all the people generally are either in the coastal belt or live beside the river only, है ना? So I have highlighted mola not because tilapia has got some less nutritional value. Tilapia nutritional value is well accepted and it is already widespread in all the nation. My point of highlighting the mola
Yes,
is
sir. Thank you, sir. But the problem now it is changed. The fish meal price. I mean, now the fish meal plants are paying for marine trash fishes 75 rupees per kilo, and for the small fishes they are paying 50 rupees per kilo in the fish plant.
No, I am talking about the hunger issue. Na? For example,
Yes,
if you make the fish meal and to whom you are feeding, again you are feeding to the fish only. No, the same fish again you will take as a human. Why don't you take the same small fish directly as a human consumption? My point is this.
Yeah, it is a very good attempt. It is really a very good attempt. In Africa, people are trying this.
Yes, I am making the food chain shorter and more efficient. Energy wise, it is efficient, and nutrition wise also it is efficient. Why you are feeding the fish? Why you are feeding the carnivore? Again, you are taking the carnivore fish. Why don't you directly take the fish, smaller fish, and which are more nutritious? You see, you are taking the small fish as a nutrition as a whole. You are getting the calcium, more calcium also. And tilapia, yes, you can't eat bone. Small fish you are eating bone also. So you are getting obviously getting more calcium.
What about the microbiological contamination, sir? Because protein is known for contaminating. Can you hear me, sir? No, I mean, is it stored for a long time? Is it possible? Because fish meal is very easy to get contaminated, right?
Yes, yes. I am not against fish meal, my friend. You are making powder from the fish only. You can make powder from the small fish also, na?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I have given example of the sprinkler. You make the powder from fish meal and add your flavor according to your
Meals.
wish. Add some
Okay.
mirchi powder, add some black pepper, and make it
Yes, yes.
tasty.
Okay, sir.
Here, actually, what he's like concentrating is small indigenous fish species like SIFs, which can be utilized because of their high level of calcium. No, we can use it as fish powder directly. So that's what actually we will be able to utilize this small indigenous fish species as well for consumption purpose directly.
Yes,
Instead
really,
of
it's a very good
sending it for
attempt.
fish. Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
a very good attempt.
Girija ma'am, we are having a question for you.
Yeah, surely.
As you have shared, as you share the best storage methods to reduce post-harvest losses. You have
Yeah.
highlighted the importance of post-harvest preservation in the Indian context. Which storage method do you consider the most effective and economically feasible for minimizing post-harvest losses, and why?
Actually, if suppose we see India, like traditionally they use various methods like drying and all such salting and all other methods too. But however, like with drying and all, it will even affect its texture also. So if we'll go for icing, because with icing itself, no, like if suppose we are using ice in fish to ice ratio, if suppose we are using 1:1, and if suppose it is for distribution in nearby markets, then icing is the better like a method of preservation, because it is economically also it is feasible to go for icing, which is commonly used. However, like if suppose we have to go for long distance transportation and all, then obviously freezing is the method which can be used for preservation.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, and does vacuum packaging pose any carcinogenic risk when fish is stored under recommended cold storage conditions for approximately like 18 days? Or is it considered safe, ma'am?
Usually, vacuum packaging as such is not at all producing like carcinogenic components and all. If suppose you are doing it perfectly, that's what
Okay,
I.
ma'am. Yes. So, Akansha Tiwari, you can ask the question.
Yes, thank you, Lupita. Actually, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can.
So my question is to all of my speaker actually. When we talk about catch to consumer, we almost mostly talk about fish. But when it comes to vegetarian option from aquaculture, we can have like seaweed. However, we don't talk about it much. Other Asian countries are already making a good use of it. Why not us? Why not promoting much of the seaweed-based food?
Yes, I have intentionally removed the seaweed part because there is one separate session I have seen for the seaweed. That's why I have not included in this.
Even the same case with me, because I also wanted to include various like products where
Yes,
seaweeds are incorporated.
there is
However,
one
I
separate
saw the
session.
same and omitted that session basically.
See,
But actually, seaweeds are having wide scope, and it can be used like in other countries also. Seaweeds are being utilized in India also. Seaweeds are used these days, and even in few like in Tamil Nadu and all, they are even cultivating these seaweeds these days. So
Yes, ma'am, definitely. But when we even like talk about the colleges or universities, we have that processing program in fourth year, right? But most of the dishes that students make, that is from even from the coastal areas, they only focus on the fish-based foods. So why not seaweed? Actually, that was kind of a question. Why not? It is not that popular as fish?
See,
No.
Akansha,
Yes.
am I audible?
Yes, sir, yes.
Yeah. The issue is that the the way the seaweed utilized in the India for point of view, as we can say, pharmaceutical point of view. So this much popular comparative to the edibility point of view or the human consumption point of view. Like some of the seaweed like sargassum and all, that can be some extent has been utilized in the form of the preparations of the sushi. But on an average, we can say the consumption of cuisine pattern for the Indian context, this is not a popular product in the sense of the edibility point of view. So agar agar, alginic acid, as well as your kappa carrageenan, or even the blinder is a kappa carrageenan or kappa ficus, has been introduced in the form of the preparations of the crab claw and crab sticks. So this is what we can say the some extent of the restrictions, or we can say the techniques we are utilizing nowadays. It is up to like that. Basically, the spat of that or even liquid fertilizer can be utilized in the form of the seaweeds. But rather, as your question is right, that the quantum of the seaweeds, particularly in the Tamil Nadu region or even in the or southeast, so that western coast toward the south coast, the quantum of the seaweed is quite available. But till as some of the research is introduced the red seaweed for the preparations of the cookies and all, but at my point of view that it is not more than 10 or 20% you can apply it into the form of the that utility point of view. So there is no harm in the sense of the utilizing the seaweed for the consumption point of view, but as the technique which is not popularized in the sense of the export marketing point of view, there are certain baskets are also be there for the pharmaceutical grade point of view. So I think there is a need of the enhancement of these techniques in the form of the utilization or consumption point of view, but till it is lacking.
Yes,
Yes.
I want to add here one thing. I am agreeing with sir. In suppose seaweed, generally those person who carry research on seaweed generally belongs to the coastal area. I belong to Punjab. Here we have some research on aquatic weeds like azolla and lemna. These type of weeds which we found here, and we have extracted some protein out of it and get it incorporated in the pasta. But as sir was right, the acceptability is not that much. Work is going on. Students only they are doing the work. And second thing
Yeah.
that if you want to really utilize the weeds, and then suppose in the case of pudina, you see pudina, how pudina got highlighted. There is some compound extract, particular compound they have extracted from pudina, and all the that no thandak wala thing is going out of that pudina. So some of the
Yeah.
compound specifically we have to target from the seaweed, which is very which can be marketed. And second thing about seaweed is that you only focus nutritional aspect of the seaweed. Generally, people forget how much quantum of non-nutritious part can be absorbed by these type of weed, because these are grown in open seas, and if you control it, so all the non-nutritional part of things like heavy metal, they are very good absorbers of these. You see in freshwater, see the icornia. People are using icornia in so many sense, but you may also keep in mind the non-nutritive part of these type of weed. Although it has got some protein, but non-nutritive part of these types of weeds are really a concern, which is very difficult to control.
Okay, so our main problem is like the consumer acceptance, and next is we for to increase the like acceptability, we need also need like controlled culture of the series,
Yes,
right?
and
These two
research.
things.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Thank you.
sir, when it comes to the IMC, is it possible there is any exports available in IMC from India to abroad, or any value-added products from IMC? Indian major crops.
Hello, I didn't get your point. Please, can you repeat?
Sir, when it comes to the Indian major crops, is it any export facilities are available for IMC or any export demand is available for Indian major crops?
Sir, nowadays I think as far as export basket is concerned, so our eastern side having a more utilizations of the carp, I think. Even the northern region is also be one of the concern of the utilization. But as you said that the export basket, I think it is very much limited, very much, because
Yes.
our pattern of consumption is on domestic side quite better comparative to the export basket. So
No, sir. The price aspects is completely varying because
yeah, that is
in
again with the
northern
variation. Yeah, definitely.
northern part of India it's 180 plus
Definitely.
in the wholesale, but in southern part of India it's not even 100 rupees.
Definitely.
So we cannot culture.
It is a concern that you cannot get the price of 80 to 100 rupees or more than that for the katla and the cultured product. Then again, with the
Yes.
question mark that in the export basket, what is the ultimate getting price and what is the quantum you have achieved at the end of the process. So definitely, it is one of the hurdle that it is not as exhibited as the capture or the shrimp basket is there.
Any value
Here I would like to add one point. Actually, no, IMCs is one. Then again, Pangas and tilapia are the other varieties. So tilapia is getting exported in moon cod basically. So freshwater fishes like tilapia are having like export market as well. However, in case of IMCs and in case of Pangasius specifically, like basa fillet, right now also are getting like we are importing that basa fillet. Like we are not because of the color issue. Like Indian Pangasius species, like Pangasius hypothalamus, what we consume here, Pangasius pangasius. So in that species, no, basically there is issue of coloration in that discoloration in fillet. So like that color is getting changed during due to the culture conditions in India basically, and because of that actually Indian Pangasius is not getting that price like Vietnamese basa fillet.
Ma'am, when it comes to this basha fillets, India is importing from Vietnam and the water content is
Yeah,
50%, right? Because
yeah,
our Indian buyers they don't know the reality. They are buying at 250 rupees, and but when it goes to the glazing, it will be 50% water.
yeah.
Is there
Actually,
any
that is not
regulations?
only like they are not selling basa fillet as it is. They are doing some treatments like color enhancement treatments like calcium and all. They are adding in their during that processing, and that is why that white color is retained. But that is not in case of India. Like even means even live pangasius also, if suppose you are just after like stunning and killing it and processing it, no, then also like that color whatever they are selling, that color is not achieved. So that is one issue which India is facing.
And yes, and if you are so much interested in Indian carps and their export, then there is one direction. You see, carps has got so much intramuscular spines, है ना? And its muscle is
Both.
also not that much no good. So if you have some research, some of the research is I think started, it's getting started. If you utilize some technologies in which you can increase the gel strength of the muscle of the calves, है ना? Or either you increase the gel strength of the muscle of the calves, or you can reduce the intramuscular spines by using some for example CRISPR technology. Then obviously you can export. And second thing is that I am not sure. I think grass carp is the number one cultured freshwater species in the world. So grass carp has got already its market, and China is also getting its import from India, and some of the carps is going to the China. And US obviously is not fond of carps. So those countries which are fond of carps, those countries are getting, है ना? The problem only is the intramuscular spines and the gel quality of the carps, which can be solvable. The researchers like you can take up the task and solve the problem, then obviously if you are fond of carbs and export, you can do it. Otherwise, domestic consumption is very fine.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. And my question is for Dr. Bharatkumar, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you highlighted the immense potential of bycatch derived products such as fish meal, fish protein hydrolysates, particularly for the nutritional and health benefits. What
Yes.
strategies do you think India should adopt to efficiently utilize bycatch and post harvest waste for producing high quality, value added product on a commercial scale?
Okay. So, see, what is your raw material? That is the one of the question you have to ask. Okay. When we are considering the fish meal and fish oil, so certain countries which is particularly develop the techniques for solely for the fish meal production. Okay. So when you going for the targeting of the species, that is only focusing for the preparations of the fish meal, not for the other sense of the, suppose, even though those countries having a only few species, not like our tropical nature. So once you are going for the trolling, you may get the 200 species at a time. So our target is to whether you have to utilize for the commercial point of view, as your fish is commercial having a nature in that, even though the percentage realized is that only 35% is going to be exported and 65% has been converted into form of byproducts, or it can consider as a byproduct. So whether we have utilized that 65% numbers in the form of fish meal or can be converted into the other form, that is one of the sort of the questions we have to ask. Certain industries like surmi. Surmi is also capturing certain things like the utilizations of the lower value capture products toward the conversion of the surmi. But what is the rate of the output? Only 20%. So this is again be the concern that it is also producing the secondary raw material. So your question is that how to sustain the product systems or how to sustain the things. Okay. So where the material comes from? Definitely majority of the material comes from the capture side. Another thing is that from the slaughtering house, like fish processing units, you can get the raw material and solely targeted species. So in that three categories, what the quantum of the secondary raw material generated, like 50%, then utilizing of this 50% raw material, it is solely for the fish meal. It is not being said the good techniques we have to adopt it. Another thing, and our gear we are using, that is also be lesser than, as you are aware about the 40 mesh size, and we are working on the one of the project where we are introducing the 40 and 60 mesh size or more than that, and what is a juvenile has been escape out of this system. So that again we indicate that the futuristic stock we have to maintain for the throughout period of time. We need to focusing on to reduce the juvenile catch. Again, it is one of the basic concern for the sustainability of the long-term resource management. So this is the concern. And another thing is that whether the pharmaceutical grade being introduced into the marketing point of view like that, like fish meat, it's okay, but fish oil can be converted for the human consumption. Definitely, you have to adopt that technique and extending the techniques for the.
Nilijaribu jana ikakataa.
So I think there are certain, we can say the viewpoint we have to think over that, from where we get the raw material and can we sustain that raw material throughout period of time, or it can be having a certain few years only lasting material. So in that era, we have to reduce the post-harvest loss. That is what my thought is there, and sustain the fisheries that can be flourish both the business at the product business as well as the byproduct business. Aarti, it is enough or? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Finally, moving to the ending of the session. Thank you, distinguished speakers. Your expertise, experiences, and valuable perspectives have enriched today's technical session immensely. Actually, the aquaculture production does not end there. When the product reaches to the plates of the consumer, then is the actual meaning of the aquaculture. which we have learned today. It has truly been an honor learning from each of you, and each and every session was very interesting, creative, and very helpful for learning. So I now invite the General Secretary of the Women Fisheries Graduate Network, Ms. Akansha Tiwari, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Hello. Can you all of you hear me?
Yes, yes. Yes, ma'am.
So, hello, speakers and my dear participants. I am Akanksha Tiwari. I'm a PhD student currently studying in College of Fisheries, Dholi, Dr. Rajendra Prasad Central Agricultural University, Pusa.